From the information center of First Coast News, this is First Coast News at 6.
"26 hours for the First Coast debate, 6 days for the Florida primary, and 2 candidates in a dead heat."
Good evening, I'm Jeannie Blaylock. Boy, we have a hot race on our hands. Donna Deegan, Shannon Ogden live at UNF, where the debate will be held tomorrow night. Hi, everybody.
Good evening, Jeannie. Nice to see you. Lovely evening out here. Donna and I are at the Student Union.
And every time we begin talking, these lovely geese behind us.
Canada geese. Always messing up our shot. Anyway, right behind us, about 100 yards in the Performance Arts Center is where the four candidates will be tomorrow. But we're not allowed in there today, so we're here.
No, we're right here with all the students. Actually, this has been fun. It's sort of been like being back in college, getting to watch everybody eat all the good, junk food and stuff.
You can remember back that far?
Of course.
Just kidding, of course. As we said, there's a brand new poll that I want to get to about how Florida is feeling. Just another snapshot in time of Florida voters. This is CNN Time Magazine poll. There's the results right there. So plus or minus 5%, so not a great sample. As you can see, it's well within the margin of error, as we said, being a dead heat. A little deeper into this poll, we're beginning to see a bit of a gender gap emerge. In South Carolina, where, of course, Gingrich handily won, he had the support by and large of men and women.
That's right.
However, in Florida, it looks like Gingrich is doing much better with men and not with women, and more women than men are supporting Governor Romney.
But interestingly, when you look at there's a website on the New York Times called 538 that has sort of compilated all the polls that have been done post South Carolina, and with all of that said, they come up with Gingrich by a pretty large margin in terms of percentage of the possibility that he will take all delegates.
Winning all 50 delegates,
which is 64%. No, 64% to Mitt Romney's 36%. So we'll see if that's right. But all kinds of interesting things to watch out for. Let's take a look at what the candidates were up to today, if we can do that. Newt Gingrich making appearances in Coral Springs today and participating in a space industry roundtable. That's what he was up to. Ron Paul basically sticking to his strategy, saying, I'm pretty much going to ignore Florida, except that he will be here for the debate tomorrow night. And Rick Santorum in Miami today, basically following the lead of Mitt Romney, saying he is going to release all of his tax returns.
Yeah, Ron Paul feels like he doesn't have a shot here. He's focusing on the caucus states coming up. But he certainly, that doesn't mean his supporters aren't out. In fact, on the drive into the campus, as you know, he's very popular among younger voters. And that's pretty much the only campaign signs and volunteers out between work and here were Ron Paul supporters. So his supporters are here if he is not yet. I believe Lewis Turner is also on campus, where last we left him. He was somewhere near a
he's
shuttle.
off the shuttle now.
He's been dismissed from the shuttle.
Well, we're off the shuttle now. I want to show you guys live. I mean, this is one of the busier spots right here where folks are getting on and off the bus. Again, parking been called the major issue on campus, especially for students as we get ready for tomorrow's big debate. The bus is actually filling up. This is the most full I've seen the buses yet. Take her away if we're good to go, for sure. A lot of students saying, hey, maybe we're going to skip out tomorrow. Some professors canceling up. Found out today maybe that's not the best idea to skip.
And for students, one of the main concerns is how are they ever going to make it to class? So with the debate in town, of course, that means a lot of media types, a lot of things here. There are literally tens of cars in one of the 50 or so parking lots here around campus.
Although this lot has plenty of spots, students say many classes are getting canceled or just skipped because of all the debate commotion.
You noticed any crazy parking issues here for campus? No. Not been that bad?
I've been here all morning.
This is lot 53, the farthest from the center of campus.
And walk up, take the shuttle bus.
We're going to test to see how tough it is to get there from here.
Got room for one more?
I got lucky it didn't have a wait for the bus. Now, as for the students on board,
I got 3 classes tomorrow and 2 of my professors canceled them.
These 4, Ross, Matt, Nick, and Lauren, say they've all got friends skipping. But apparently, we've found the smart bus.
If we're having class, then I'm going to be there.
But I'd rather just go to class and not miss.
You haven't thought about skipping, have you?
I want to skip, but I don't. I'm a senior.
And it seems as long as students plan properly, even the longest route to campus isn't so bad.
So just getting off the bus from the farthest lot out only took 10 minutes to get to the center of campus from plenty of parking.
Okay, quickly, everybody, show of hands. We're live, by the way, so let's keep it clean. Show of hands, who here is skipping class tomorrow because of the debate? Anybody? Okay, fair. Hey, this is the smart bus. I'm telling you, who here's had classes canceled tomorrow because of the debate? 1, 2, 3. All right, so the rest of you, 4, 5. Well, good luck. What? Okay, all right. Well, international students, they're going to have to be around for it, I guess. Anyway, the bus always works. The wheels on the bus always, going round and round, etc. We've heard that song before. Live from the bus at University of North Florida, Lewis Turner, First Coast News.
Now, here's an interesting question. If you were President Obama, which of the two frontrunners would you want to run against, Gingrich or Romney?
I think I'd rather run against Mitt Romney, because I think Mitt Romney is not as sharp with his tongue and as quick on a comeback as Newt Gingrich.
So that gentleman is thinking Obama would rather run against Romney. But what do you think? We're asking that question on our website today. So far, 75% say the president is probably hoping he'll be up against Gingrich.
If I were Obama, I'd run against Gingrich because the election would be all about Newt.
Through his whole political career, he's always had closed-minded views, and he's been known to be a loser.
If I was President Obama, I would rather run against Newt Gingrich because Mitt Romney is more center than Newt Gingrich.
Okay. Now, another part of the build-up, the C-SPAN campaign 2012 bus rolling through. We caught up with them at Sandalwood High School today. They are traveling across the country showing how they cover campaign season. Let's go live now to Caitlin Ross, who is in South Florida. You have been all over this state. You're a busy bee.
We have been a busy bee. We are cruising down 95, but hands at 10 and 2. We're being very safe here as we cruise down, and we are headed the same way that all of the candidates are headed. They're all going to Jacksonville, although most of them hit Miami earlier today. Actually, Mitt Romney spoke with 3 different groups, one of them a Cuban-American group, and he got a standing ovation referencing Cuba's dictator.
If I'm fortunate enough to become the next president of the United States, it is my expectation that Fidel Castro will finally be taken off this planet. I doubt he'll take any time in the sky. He'll find another region to be more to his comfort.
So certainly saying something not so nice, but in a very nice way. And we are expecting to hear more of that. Obviously a hot topic, a number of other hot topics that are going to be brought up at the debate in Jacksonville. And that's really what the candidates were all pushing forward to, was the debate in Jacksonville. That's supposed to be a really big deal, probably going to decide the state of Florida. If you'll excuse me now, though, I have to pay a toll. Back to you in the studio.
Hope we gave you some toll booth money there. You got it? Okay, thanks, Caitlin. From 8 to 10 tomorrow night, the actual debate. Focus, of course, on the candidates. Then from 10 to 11:30 right here on First Coast News, the focus is going to be on you. I'm excited about this. I'm bringing in a group of undecided voters, what they like, what they do not like, how the debate tomorrow is going to sway their opinions. Also, one of our First Coast News team members actually got a ticket to be inside the debate. That is one hot ticket. He's going to give us his unique reaction as soon as it's over tomorrow night. All this tomorrow evening starting at 10 on NBC 12. And new at 6 tonight, a 2-year-old is in life-threatening condition after being rescued from a west side pond. JSO was called to 7740 Plantation Bay Drive about noon today. That's near Blanding Boulevard. Melissa Bejeda with JSO says the boy got out of the house somehow and was found in the pond. He's now in the hospital. No word on any charges. Property problems, why a First Coast family says the city seems to be taking over their land with no warning. And pop quiz, what could Jack Del Rio and Tim Tebow soon have in common? That answer is coming up in sports. And rain just days away when the hardest of it is going to hit us. Jacksonville stepped up to the plate this past year, raising nearly $600,000 to save school sports. But money is still tight. The district saying it's facing a $53 million shortfall. A plan now is in place to save sports, but it would cost parents. First Coast News' Roger Reeder joins us live in East Arlington. Raj?
Well, Jeannie, 15,000 kids play sports in Duval County. I'm talking about varsity, high school, and junior varsity. I'm here at a soccer game in East Arlington where Sandalwood is playing. But as you mentioned, the rules are going to change, and what Duval County is looking at is having parents, students pay $75 per sport. Now, there is a provision here that if for kids who are on free and reduced lunches, they would not have to pay that fee. But if we're looking at a family of two and they have their kids are in 2 sports, that family would be paying $300 a year. Now, I caught up with a coach at Fletcher High, Ricky Medlock, and that's the position he is. He has 2 kids who play football and basketball. Now, the district says the true cost of sports, for example, football, would be about $500 a year. So they're looking at $75 to help defray the cost. And the coaches I talk to say they think it can work.
You know, with my kids personally, I'll do whatever it takes, you know, to help them out. But I have players that play for me that this is going to really burden them. And, you know, you can't turn them away from playing the sport. So how are you going to support those kids?
They've got in there with a free and reduced lunch, so kids will be able to still participate, and I don't see it hurting at all.
Now, neighboring St. Johns County already has a participation fee now. That's been going on for 8 years, and they're looking at a fee of between $50 and $60 per sport. No provisions for free and reduced lunches in St. Johns County, but booster clubs, athletic clubs help children with hardships. What's the next step in Duval County? Well, they're going to be taking the $75 plan to the schools, and the athletic department will be there to answer questions so they can get something going later this spring. Reporting live from East Arlington, Roger Weeder, First Coast News.
Some local residents frustrated tonight. The city is building a retention pond, but nearby residents say it's taken over their land. On Your Side's Ken Amara reports.
The house was directly behind Lewis Hill House.